Enterprise Stories is the weekly radio program that shares the experiences of successful Nigerian entrepreneurs and provides expert analysis of their success factors. Enterprise Stories, business stories of success.
Welcome to another episode of Enterprise Stories. Today you will hear the story of a business built purely on trust and how a debt of $188,000 almost ran the business down. But let's take a message from our sponsors before we start.
When you are successful in your small business, as I am, people will always come to you. They want to know what you're doing differently, who your bankers are, and what kind of deals you are getting from them. Well, I'm happy to enjoy all the benefits of the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. My profit is up. But why? Because I get zero COT, unlimited turnover, no limit on check lodgement or withdrawals, free internet and telephone banking, as well as discount on training courses for small business owners. With special benefits like that on the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. Now, there is no reason why your business won't boom just like mine.
Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
Hello listeners, my name is Bayo Rotimi, your faculty on today's edition of Enterprise Stories. Today we'll be talking about financial reporting. I consider this to be a very critical topic for every business, especially the small and the growing business. Ultimately, it is important that you have proper books of accounts. As a business owner, you need to record every single item of expense, and you also need to record all of the revenues that come into your business. You must be able to separate your personal expenses from those incurred by the business. And I know this is usually an area of challenge for most business owners. They seem to be unable to separate the company's funds from their personal ones. So I think one easy way of doing this is for you to place yourself, even though you are the founder, the promoter, and the CEO of the business, you need to place yourself on a salary. You must be able to come up with a number or a figure that the business can reasonably afford. Now, at the early stages of your business life, it is unlikely that the business will be able to afford what you truly should be drawing as a salary. So, which means that you must naturally offer the business a significant discount, or take that which the business can afford and the rest is recorded separately as an amount that is due to you in the future from the business. So essentially you are accruing any uncollected salaries in a dedicated account. Ultimately, as your business stabilizes and then has the capacity to pay, it then pays you. What this will do for you very quickly is that immediately it will segregate or separate personal expenses from that of the business's expenses. Next one, you need to be prudent in all of your expenditure. You must ensure as a business owner that you get maximum value for every naira you spend, because all of the monies that have accrued to your business have come from either an equity investment on your part or maybe a loan from somebody, whether it is a financial institution or even an individual. So it means that you have a responsibility to be prudent in all of your financial dealings. I would recommend very strongly that you keep daily, weekly, monthly, and ultimately annual financial records. Now, it may not be possible for you to do all of this by yourself, so you may need to engage an accountant, either a dedicated resource in-house that has the capacity to prepare your books, or if your business is unable to afford a full-time accountant, there are a lot of accountants who are available to support you on an outsourced basis. So you can still engage them and they will come in once or twice a month and they will help you prepare your books and so on and so forth. Why are financial records important? Number one, It helps you keep track of your business and measure your performance over time. So month on month, you can determine how much profit you have made in month 1 versus month 2. And it helps you to plan. As a result of the historical financial information, it will help you to conduct medium and long-term planning. In every business, your success is determined largely by your capacity to plan for the future and anticipate changes that may happen in your operating environment. So you need critical numbers to be able to do that. Then people who want to lend you money, i.e. the banks, they will not touch you if you don't have financial records. Prospective investors who you are looking to invest in your business will be unable to invest in your business if they do not see a track record. It also, like I said in another class, it imposes maximum discipline on you and your capacity to run an efficient business. So without a doubt, keeping proper and accurate financial records is critical to your survival as a business owner, and I recommend it to you most wholeheartedly. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention.
When you are successful in your small business, as I am, people will always come to you. They want to know what you're doing differently, who your bankers are, and what kind of deals you are getting from them. Well, I'm happy to enjoy all the benefits of the SME0COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. My profit is up. But why? Because I get 0 COT, unlimited turnover, no limit on check lodgement or withdrawals, free internet and telephone banking, as well as discount on training courses for small business owners. With special benefits like that on the SME0COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. Now, there is no reason why your business won't boom just like mine.
Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
We are now in the story of the day segment, and in studio with us today is Mr. Yemi Olayemi. He's the CEO of Zoomota Healthcare Limited. You're welcome to Enterprise Stories.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. To start with, tell us a bit about Zoomota Healthcare Limited.
Yeah, Zoomota Healthcare Limited was registered as a Nigerian company in the year 1990, on the 25th of September, 1990. It came about just venturing. I was working somewhere as a product manager, Health Aid Limited to be specific. But I had an uncle who was working at the Corporate Affairs Commission, just discussing, saying, what does it cost to register? That's what I was saying. Okay, go ahead and did it for me. I paid that the token just to have a name. I didn't need it. So, but just something's in you that, okay, you just do something, and when you need it, it should be readily available. So that's how it's registered. But we did not start operations in the year 1993.
Okay. So tell us about the services that you offer at Zoomota Healthcare Limited.
Zoomota Healthcare Limited is purely a pharmaceutical company. We import and we market throughout Nigeria. We have medical reps who work all over. But when we started with insulin as a service, importing from Novo Industry in Denmark, later Novo and Noski. These match together. So we are representing them in Nigeria. Meeting the needs of diabetic patients all over.
Okay, so now that we understand your products and your services, now you said that you registered Zoomota just for registering a business name. At what point did you then disengage from your employment to start Zoomota as a full-time business?
Things started unfolding because I was at that time that I was registering. There are some people much older than I that we belong to the same church society in Ibadan. They will come and talk about life, talk about marriage, talk about future, talk about many of them career civil servants. So they are so experienced, and the younger ones that are there start thinking about your future, what you want to do. They will ask me, what do you do? What is your future in this job? So those ones stimulated an interest that you must be thinking about future. So one of them was the one that even did the registration for me. So I was working with Health Aid as a product manager. I was in charge of the same insulin being marketed as one of our products from Novo Nordisk then in Denmark. So I was the product manager in charge. So, but in 1990, the agency was terminated with Zoomota with Healthcare, Health Aid Limited. And hence, I was taken to another department, more of health, no jobs, doing that sort of thing. Until 1992, I resigned on my own, and then someone around June, and I disengaged completely, left. I had some things to do then. A friend of mine was bringing some disposables. I helped him package it for him to get the agency. He promised me that he will give me the Southwest to cover. Okay, I was preparing for that, preparing the market for that, but when the time was up, his asking was much more than what we thought. He wanted me to make a deposit. The money I wanted to use to buy a van for distribution, he said that if I don't pay the money, he will not give me goods. He stopped there. Then at that time, the same Novo was looking for me. They sent me a letter. They terminated the agency in 1990. 1990 they terminated the agency. So I left in 1992. They just sent me a letter. They wanted to come to Nigeria to have a discussion with me. Not only that, they said they wanted to come back to Nigeria. They want me to work with them, to represent them, to be their country representative. So that was where we started. They sent me some assignments to do, to look for who would be their agent in Nigeria. Went to a number of companies, and the assignment they gave me, I did them. And I like report writing. When he came, I gave him the report. Full, comprehensive, on product, on market, where to go forward, pricing. Incidentally, the same company, they have done the same thing. And they gave him a copy of a special issue of pricing. Mine was Falua. And at the end of the day, the managing director was a foreigner of that company. Asked my visitor from my Novo, we are looking at some documents, can I have a copy? He gave me the copy of the report I gave to him. And that one was so impressed. And later he said he would like to have a one-on-one meeting with him exclusively. They went, he told him three things that he told me himself. That, can you trust this guy? Because you can trust him, you can send goods to him, you are made in Nigeria. And he answered in the affirmative. He told me all this. That he made up his mind that he was in Nigeria, that he must move forward. In terms of sales, was already low. But when we started discussing, he told me he had no choice but to make me their country representative. And he asked me the question. That was where Zoomota came in. What does it cost to register a company? I said it costs money. He said I should come off it. That how much, that sort of thing. I said, well, I gave him an idea of how to register a company. That he wanted me to go and register a company because their company was not ready to come to Nigeria. The man gave me a lot of background about Nigeria. What he wanted was a multinational that would represent them. He said you can't get it because they have their loyalty to their foreign partners who brought them here. You should start your own. This is the right person. Once you can trust him. So he said he wanted to work with me. Now that was incidentally on the 25th of September 1992 at Ecole Meridian. When all this happened, we started there. He told me, and I told him I had a name. He said, you had a name and you are hiding it. I gave him the name. He said the problem is solved. As he said, through the time of my previous employment, I had interaction with him, one training on the other, in Denmark, in Athens, in Tunis, many places that they know me. And he started, okay, I will send you goods. This is how I want to operate. That I can trust you. Started sending goods to me in Nigeria. I will dispose it. I will send them the money. That was the beginning of Zoomota.
Wow. Now that's a very interesting story of how Zoomota started, based on the trust and of course the outstanding report you had done and the track record you had done at your previous company as a product manager.
Yep.
They helped you to start Zoomota Healthcare Limited.
Yeah.
Now, at the time when you started Zoomota, they were giving you these products on credit.
On credit.
And you would dispose and then send back to them.
Exactly.
Was there ever a time you needed to engage any financial institution to get money to be able to buy some of these products or services, or to expand your services in Nigeria?
Because I had a supplier's credit that was unlimited. That even if I just phone that I needed something, whatever report, whatever I demanded, whatever I said, they believed me completely. So I never went to any bank. Even the banks were asking me to bring money. I had only one bank, then the FSB. That was the only bank. They know me. I will accumulate the money, but when I'm paying, the money will go same time. So I was committed onto it because I didn't want anything to touch the trust. And I didn't ask money from anybody because supply schedule was there, and I maintained that one throughout our relationship.
Okay. Now, you produce some of these things yourself locally.
We don't produce insulin locally, but we have some other products. We have, over the years, we have left a mono-product company to a multi-product company. It used to be insulin before, but now we have antibiotics, we have food supplements, we have other injectables, we have oral diabetic agents, we have diagnostics. Also, we have started some local manufacturing through a third party, whereby they are manufacturing for us. Through a contract manufacturing agreement, we manufacture something like ampicillin, crucicillin, sumpiclus, we manufacture Feglo, ferrous gluconate, we manufacture Zoomota, a formula made for me, through one of the facilities locally, at least to add up to our product lines.
So up till today, these products are brought into Nigeria, and you are the agency, the main agency that distributes them in Nigeria till today.
Incidentally, there was a change in 2000. Our regional office was formerly in Athens, Greece. By year 2000, the regional office was existing in South Africa. All countries in Sub-Saharan Africa were transferred to South Africa. We started reporting to South Africa, but there was a problem that was carried forward. At the creation of the states in 1993 or 1994, Jigawa State to be specific, there was an SOS letter from the Commissioner of Health, Dr. Dutse, to Novo Nordisk that there was no insulin there. And when they saw it, they just sent those goods to me, and I went to supply them. Shortly after, about a week or two after, I've not been paid. Dollar was around 14 to Naira then. I put my cost, okay, maybe a 16. I went to supply these goods. Barely some weeks after, the late Rear Admiral Adhumu was second in command, addressed, it was in April, of a change in the exchange rate. And there, I became an international debtor of $188,000. This was on for several years till the year 2000. My manager then understood the background. I was not the one that even placed the order. It was not my own number, but they sent the debit note to me. I wrote them what had transpired. They could not do anything to it. They transferred me to South Africa as a debtor, which was a big challenge.
Okay, how were you able to overcome this challenge? Because this obviously it looks like something that might have affected the trust that you were building.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was what really kept us. And on that, it was the only product we were having. I tried to prove my innocence to South Africa, the general manager. They called me different names, you're not sincere, that's what I'm saying. Which was really paining me in my heart because they did not know the history. Fortunately, somebody just came. Because all that I had to tell them, I've told them. Somebody now came to Nigeria from South Africa. And coming to our office, he asked one question: how do you operate here? And we have evidences of how we operate. We're operating. Relationship, doctors, professional magazines, we do advertisement. We just brought a few. Then stickers and all the promotional things that we're doing here. He was taken aback that you guys are doing a great job here. I've not seen this in any way I've been going. Immediately, he made a call. There was no GSM then, he was staying in Sheraton. We had to go to Sheraton to make a call. Then the call came from South Africa. How is it going? He told them that he has not seen anywhere what this guy is doing. That there's big communication gap. I told him the story. But I said it's a pity. That's nothing they could do. I have to pay this money. When Jigawa State paid at the end, it was the same value. Then Naira had risen to over 100. So it was a big challenge. But to the glory of God, things happened in a very quick succession that we grew the market 500% in a year. I signed an agreement that for every dollar I need for stock, I'll pay 25 cents. And we're able to pay the whole lot of the debt under 1.5 years.
Wow. So that's how you were able to overcome
because
that
I was
challenge.
after that integrity,
yes,
and trust.
Okay, now let's talk a bit about your operations. How many staff do you have right now?
Right now, let me put it around 40.
40. Now, how are you able to manage these 40 people?
The majority of them are field people on the money because we have reps all over. But we have changed our product portfolio. We still have insulin because later in the year 2005, things changed that we left Novo Nordisk for another company.
Okay, that's good. Now, in conclusion, there are so many young people, pharmacists, that are trying to engage in this kind of business that you're doing. What word of advice would you put out there for them today?
One, it's because, well, first thing I would say is commitment to the business. Let the business grow. Because many people, they won't go to business, it's a personal player first. But when we put your player on what you gain first, the business will suffer. I put everything into the business to grow. But the moment you want to shortchange the business, because it's the business that is number one, come what me. So my advice to them is, whatever they have, they must nurture it. If they don't nurture it to a growth stage that will be able to stand, it will not see the light of day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yemi Olayemi. Listeners, we've been chatting with Mr. Yemi Olayemi, the CEO of Zoomota Healthcare Limited, and he has said it all. You need trust, commitment, and integrity to be able to grow your business. On this note, we have come to the end of the Story of the Day segment. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
When you are successful in your small business, as I am, people will always come to you. They want to know what you're doing differently, who your bankers are, and what kind of deals you are getting from them. Well, I'm happy to enjoy all the benefits of the SME0COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. My profit is up. But why? Because I get 0 COT, unlimited turnover, no limit on check lodgement or withdrawals, free internet and telephone banking, as well as discount on training courses for small business owners. With special benefits like that on the SME0COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. Now, there is no reason why your business won't boom just like mine.
Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
You're tuned into the Enterprise Stories brought to you by the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-African University.
Bayo, you've heard the story of Zoomota Healthcare. What's your take?
Thank you very much, Wale. I have listened attentively to Mr. Olayemi's interview. It's yet another one of those success stories that we like to hear. A number of things jumped out at me when I listened to his interview. The very first one is this saying about opportunity meeting preparedness and how they both translate into success. He had actually registered his company in advance, even whilst he was still in paid employment. And I think that is a general lesson to would-be entrepreneurs. It is important that you have a long-term view of life. You must have clarity about that which you want to do in terms of the business you want to establish and what value ultimately you want to seek to add to your society. Another interesting thing about the interview was that Mr. Olayemi was proficient in what he was doing, which means that he developed or he had experience working somewhere else within the pharmaceutical industry. So before you can run a successful business, it is important that you develop yourself, you have some tangible work experience relevant